If you're thinking about buying a house in Utah, maybe you've thought, do I really need a buyer's agent? I mean, we've got Zillow and I can use the internet and I can find everything I need. Do I even really need to use a buyer's agent? Maybe you even got experience. Maybe you've bought homes before. If you're feeling these feelings, I'm right there with you. In fact, I started selling real estate because I had bad experiences with real estate agents and I felt like I can do it better on my own. So I completely sympathize with that. And if you're choosing to do it, I support you. And I feel like there are a few things that could maybe help the situation go a little better for you. And I want to get into that. But first, here's a little bit of a story. I had a friend who lives in Utah, first time home buyer, buying a home across the country, moving out there for work. And I said, hey, do you want me to send you a referral? And he said, oh, no way. I'm not going to use a real estate agent. I can do this on my own. I don't need anybody's help. The internet is an amazing tool, kind of all those things that I mentioned. And I said, great, you seem determined. I can relate to that especially, and more power to you. And in fact, if you need anything, let me know. I could look over a contract for you or something, right? If you need a second opinion. He sends me a text a few weeks later with a Zillow link to a house that they found that they loved, but the listing said that it was being sold as is, and he wondered if that was a red flag. And he said, hey, look at this bedroom in this picture. It looks like maybe there's some water damage. And so he's starting to get a little nervous. They kind of liked this house and maybe fell in love with it a little bit, but wondering if they're going to get hosed if they're going in unrepresented. And so I gave him my best advice I could give him, told him some questions he could ask the seller or the seller's agent to hopefully get to the bottom of the situation and how maybe he could get a home warranty or of course get an inspection and get some second opinions there, and that he could probably figure out a way to do it and get a good resolution. As that conversation ended over text message, the last thing he sends is, I think I'm going to need a real estate agent. So we get him a real estate agent and he's closing on the house this month and everything's great, right? And I tell this story because I think my friend did kind of a lot of it on his own, right? He found the house. He did his homework on the neighborhood, and so much of this stuff is available online that it should be pretty easy to get that. But when things got a little bit tough over a house that he was a little bit emotionally connected to, it seemed like that's where the real estate agent's value came into play. So, like I said, there are a few things that I feel like would make this process go easier for you if you choose not to use an agent. And the first one is, you better get a better deal, right? If you're going to go unrepresented, you have to negotiate to get a better deal on the purchase price. Effectively, you getting a credit for the commission they would have paid the agent who would have been representing you. The tough part is that sometimes those agreements are already set in stone, and that the seller's agent may just take that commission from you, and you may not get a better deal, and the seller may not save any money. So you need to tread into that way up front as you're writing an offer to make sure that you are getting a better deal, right? If you're going to take that risk of going unrepresented, you better get a better deal. Second thing is, inspections are probably the most important thing. You can use lenders. Maybe you've already got resources there, and title companies and lawyers who you may already be involved in the transaction in other ways to help make sure that you have the right coverage that you need. And maybe you feel like you don't need any of that anyway. But there's certainly other people that can help you. One of the biggest is the inspector, and that's probably, I think, the thing that you need to make sure that you invest the most in is vetting and getting a proper inspector to make sure that you have completely checked into everything. Because I think that a lot of times agents come with some market knowledge as well as inspectors that they prefer and have worked with and have done a great job. And you want to make sure that you're not skimping there, because that could cost you in the long run. And since you don't have any agent representing you, the seller's agent might be representing the seller, you don't have anybody in your corner representing your best interest. So as much as we hope people will act responsibly, sometimes they don't. So those are the things that I would make sure that you do to help this to go well. Make sure you're saving money, first of all. And second of all, make sure that you're getting second opinions, getting a great inspection, and so on. Anyway, if you've got questions about this and you're wondering if you should do it or not, go in it alone. I'd be happy to talk with you more, and feel free to reach out. Hope to talk to you soon.